A lot of stuff going on in the sports world right now, guys. ALCS Game 3. The Rangers are in a lot of trouble, if you ask me. I know they're up 2-0. They're going home. But that's right where the Astros want them. The Astros do not lose any games on the road. So it's pretty exciting. How you doing? There he is, the Duncan Dad.
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? Good. Doing well, man. Ready for this baseball, man. Big guest tonight, Bleacher Brothers show.
Dude, I was so excited. I cut the intro off before it was even over.
That's sort of like what they should have done to the D-backs last night. Oh.
Yeah, they should have. They absolutely should have. So, so we got Jackson Ambush coming on with us in a few minutes. He is he's the captain of the defense. He's, there's a lot of stuff I want to go into with this guy. But before we get to Jackson and FAU, dude, what's up with Coach Prime's Buffaloes?
I think
9-0. And
then someone said on this program a little while back not to drink that Coach Prime Kool-Aid too soon, I'm
not taking any of Rico's phone calls right now, if that's what you're talking about. I'm $1,000 here.
They had had discussion. We're going to talk, X discussions, not arguments, about, putting the cart before the horse and the hype and all that kind of stuff. And I think what you're saying is that, after a while, like all things in NCAA, right, the talent definitely starts to plateau. And then you start playing seasoned teams, guys that have been there before, coaches that have been there before. And, 29-point lead, to blow a 29-point lead, man. And it wasn't like they were, it wasn't like a fluky kind of 29, like everything was going well. They were up, shots, like doing the watch thing, and then that's it. We're done.
So here's my question, though, man. Mm-hmm. After the game, Coach Prime, he usually gives these famous motivation. I mean, the dude motivates me when he gives the speeches.
Oh, absolutely.
But what he did, I don't know if you saw this after the game, is he questioned every single player and coach and their desire, and basically said, without saying these exact words, you were all unprepared to win, coaches and players. Mm-hmm. But doesn't it start at the top? So my question is, who's not prepared? Who's maybe doing this for, I don't want to say the wrong reasons, but something ain't right there. And Deion's pointing a finger at everybody but himself in that speech.
Well, what they say, right? You point one finger at someone, you have 4 pointing back at you. Deion has always been the guy, right? Like everywhere he's been in his career, he's been the guy. Whether it was playing with the Braves, whether it was with the Niners, whether it was the Falcons or with the Cowboys, wherever he was at, like he was the guy. Like you knew when Deion Sanders was coming in the room, you knew what you were getting from Deion Sanders. And he's a Hall of Fame guy. He works, he prepares, he does his thing. But, I think what I took from that speech or from his little call out was every now and then you got a good leader, you got a CEO, you got someone who has to kind of be that hammer. You got to call people to the mat. You got to call people to be accountable for stuff. And I'm sure he's partly to blame because he likes the rah-rah cheerleader stuff. But, at the same time, as much as you're going to dish that stuff out, on the opposite way, you got to make sure you take it as well. And you got to take all of that self-reflection. You got to take all of that self-criticism. You can't blow someone's smoke so much and then waff it,
But Deion is so that rah-rah hype.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I heard I didn't hear this. I heard it with my own ears. I heard Coach Herman, FAU's head coach, Tom Herman, post-game press conference says that games because they just came off a huge game. I mean, they just annihilated.
That was not.
USF. We'll get to that in 1 second, then we'll bring Jackson on. But he said that in games like that, after the first snap, you don't have to motivate your guys like rah, let's do this. You guys are great. You guys are, because it's already, you did that for months in training camp and off-season training, and then week to week, where you shouldn't have to do that during the game. And I don't know. I think maybe, man, I opened my mouth and look, I'm going to owe Rico $1,000 on that. I bet for anyone that doesn't know, so Uncle Rico is one of the hosts who's on the show sometimes, and Early on, I bought into the Dion hype, and Rico just threw a number out. He said, "How many games do you think Colorado will win?" And I think they were 2-0 at this point. And I said 7 without looking at the schedule or anything. And I was feeling pretty good about that for a couple of years. So we bet $1,000 on it. Now I wish maybe I wouldn't have jumped that fast. But who I am happy about jumping fast on, and I guess as media, I'm told that you're not supposed to be emotionally involved.
You have to be.
Oh, man, look, dude, I'm repping, but I'm repping the Phillies too, right? I'm repping the Phillies too. I got my Philly shirt on underneath.
Oh, and you got the hat.
I do.
4th of July hat on.
I got it on, don't I?
Yeah, there you go.
I can't even keep track. I'm so gung ho over
my
Phillies and my Owls.
It's a good combination.
So, you know, when I had to write the article after the game the other night, I sat there and I'm thinking, all right. And I remember, you know, in the first half of that game, leading up to halftime, USF had scored right before half and they made it 21-7. And I've seen FAU the last few weeks go up immediately, a couple of scores.
Right.
And then it turns into a nail biter down the end. I don't know what happened in the second half. Coach Herman said he didn't know what happened in the second half. They weren't expecting that. But, man, did they open up a can of whoop ass in the second half? It was so much fun. I'm going to click this button and bring Jackson on here. But it was, and what I did not get to is I wanted to pull a bunch of highlights, but then I would have had to cut them up and whatnot. And I just didn't get to do that.
Right.
But, man, it was, what a game. I want to know where that came from because Coach Herman didn't know where he is.
Yes, sir.
Look at you. How are you, man?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. All right. So when we're getting feedback from somewhere, Duncan, mute yourself for a second. See if that's coming from you. Jackson?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. I can hear you. You're good. You're good. He's just coming in a little loud, but we can't control that, so it's all good. Matt, where did that second half? It's nice to meet you, first of all.
Meet you too.
We'll get to all those pleasantries in a couple of minutes here, but where the heck did that second half outburst come from?
I mean, honestly, it was just down to discipline. I mean, you see, like you talked about, you stated the past couple games, you know, we get ahead and then, you know, it's kind of like not to say panic, but like, you know, like we're ahead, we got to keep going, we got to keep rolling. And then, you know, this game, Coach Herman just kept hitting on it. Just, you know, the past, I think it was like 4 or 5 games. I mean, we're up double digits. He's like, we should be used to this. And we just got to keep rolling. And then the second half, we came out. I mean, and you just started seeing them break after every play, and then we just kept rolling.
All right, so I'm going to ask you a question. Now, I asked Jerron this, and did you confer with Jerron or Bert before you came on and ask them, hey?
I talked to J-Mo a little bit about like how to get on and everything, and he enjoyed it. I actually watched his the skit on this morning on YouTube.
Which one did you watch?
J-Mo's, Jaren's.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he's a good dude. I saw him after the game. He's a real good. We loved him when he was on the show. And I saw him after the game. So I was coming behind. I yelled. I said, you know, Quattro show. And I guess only his really big fans call him that because he turned around immediately. He's like, oh, man, give me a hug. But he danced around this question when I asked him. And we had him on early in the season.
Okay.
And the defense, get rid of the Clemson game. Just throw that away. All right. Your defense has been good. I mean, you guys are holding. I got it here. Right? You guys are holding teams under 20 points a game, right? Your average points allowed is 16.8 a game. If you get, I don't know, that might be including Clemson actually. We asked Jerron. I said, you know, does it aggravating is not the correct word, but does it bum you out as a defense when you're pounding and they're just not moving the ball on you, but your offense can't get going? And he gave the politically correct answer. He's like, nah, man, we're all in this together. And blah. So I'm not going to ask you that same question, but I'm going to ask you, how good does it feel this week that your offense went off like that?
Amazing. Because when we're firing on all cylinders, I mean, I feel like we can beat anybody, and that's that.
Yeah, it certainly looked like it. And you guys opened up you guys opened up plus 2 points last week, which I know you may or may not follow this stuff. And then this week you guys are opening up plus 2 points.
Mhm.
And I think it was Owl's Nest that tweeted it out that
Okay.
you guys were opened up +2, and I tweeted back. I said, so what? They opened up +2 last week, and look at what they did.
Yeah.
And man, I got so much to ask you. What time is practice? I'll get you out of here before practice tomorrow. All right.
Yeah. I mean, nothing crazy.
All right. So first question, and we got a lot here. All right. So you transferred in this year, so you got 2 years eligibility left, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you're gonna play this year and next year. You already got your degree in Homeland Security.
Yep, that's correct.
That's like Jason Bourne type stuff, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Man, it is a dangerous time to want to get into Homeland Security, but
I took what was I in? Business, and then I hopped into micro, and I was like, this isn't for me. I was like, I can't sit behind a desk. And then they introduced me to Homeland, and I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. So I just ran with it.
dude, if you didn't play college football, I guarantee you would have been a Marine or some sort of Army Ranger or something like that.
It's funny you say that. That was like, that's what I wanted to do. If I didn't get into college football, college school was paid for. That was what I was going to do. Yeah.
So you came over from Albany.
Mm-hmm.
You were a Great Dane.
Correct.
Now, I think that I've made it known that I'm all in on Owls, and I'm more of an Owl fan than I am media at this point. But man, Great Danes, that's like an intimidating name. You know, you're like the big dogs, and you go to the Owls, and it's kind of like the Owls, like owl, knock them off the fence type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Did you consider that at all as you were making the decision? You're like, wait a minute,
No. As soon as I came, I saw the palm trees and the sunshine and the facilities. I was like, yeah, I'm in.
Need some more snow up there in Albany. Come on.
Cold and gray. Mm-mm.
Cold and gray.
Yeah.
Cold and gray, man. Cold and gray.
So I there's a lot of stuff here. Look, number one, everyone that I've talked to about you has just praised the hell out of you. You got to have that guy. He's the best. He's awesome. Katrina, highly recommended. They're like, wait a minute, why did you not have Jackson Ambush on? And I'm like, is that really his name? Because what the first game I saw, and I heard them announce Ambush, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, this is like that XFL when they got to make up those really cool names and put them on the back of their jerseys. And they do that in college football, but man, that is an awesome name, bro. I mean, I know you have nothing to do with that. You have to thank your parents for it. But
I'm blessed. Yeah, my dad, ended up with a cool last name, so just wrapping it up. Professional
wrestling could be in your future if Homeland Security doesn't, if you retire from football, because you already got the name right there.
Mm-hmm.
So you decide to come over to FAU, and I read that in the very beginning, you said that I guess it's practice.
Mm-hmm.
Being involved with FAU and Coach Herman was sort of a culture shock.
Yeah.
And I'm going to quote the article. You said, this is not for everybody.
Yep.
What did you, how was it a culture shock? And what did you mean by it's not for everybody?
I can go to the first story of Coach Herman. So it is day one of camp. And I'm coming in, like, we just had practice. I had a decent practice, whatever, like, cool. We go into the defensive meeting in my DC, Coach Rock, and they start pulling up plays, and it's like loafs. So loaf is lack of effort, yada, yada, yada. We're going through plays, and it's like, play 1, ambush. And I'm like, oof. Play 2, ambush. I'm like, oof. And it was like all of my loafs were on the screen in front of everybody, first day out. And I'm like, this is going to be great. We go into the team meeting, and there's probably, the whole team plus everybody else that's in there, probably maybe 90 people, I don't know, give or take.
Ouch. Coach
Herman's going through it, and he's going through the script. So it's good, bad, and ugly. So the good for the day, the bad for the day, and the ugly for the day. Ugly pops up first. And he goes, ambush. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And he just starts going rambling. I mean, just going off. And I'm like, in front of everybody, I'm like, oh, this is day one. I'm like, it's going to be rough. But I mean, I haven't been up there since. I mean, it's just something he believes in, like public, like kind of embarrassment type of thing. Cause like once you know how you feel that and you just don't want to see it again. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was my wake up call when I got here. And then also the weather, the heat, and the way Joey G, our trainer, works us out, man, it's different. I think we train harder than anybody in the nation, if I'm being honest.
But you have that really cool nutritionist in that program because we got a little tour behind the scenes before the season started. Yeah. And you guys come off the practice field and you get the smoothies with everybody's name is on. And they know, and I read that you gained I'm assuming muscle. You gained a bunch of weight since training started.
Yeah. Addie's great at what she does, and we're blessed to have her. That girl works harder probably than anybody in the building. I mean, she's there before I get there. I get there at what, 5:20 maybe, and she's already there making shakes, make sure breakfast is ready. After practice, I'm getting Pedialytes. All my drinks, like hydration drinks, are made. Protein shakes. I mean, she's great at what she does.
Yeah, I was quite envious. I was wanting to go back in time and play college football when I saw everything that you guys had going on there. Look, yeah. I also read, and I'll let Duncan jump in here with questions also, but I also read that you were under recruited coming out of high school.
Yeah.
I know that you hurt your ankle your junior year in high school, and then for whatever, your high school coach said you were under recruited. Did you have a lot of choices coming out of high school, or was Albany pretty much it?
I had one division offer to Albany, and I took it.
All right. And then when you came over, you had no guarantees that you were even going to be a starting player here at FAU, correct? Because I also read that you won the starting job basically right before the first game of the season.
Yeah, we went into week 1. I didn't even know who started. We had no idea. But I remember sitting down with Coach Rock, and he was like, "Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. This is what we have, and you got to come in and earn it." And I just came in, put my head down every day, and just worked, and ended up starting week 1 and been starting since.
Duncan?
No, I mean, I'm sitting here thinking about the shakes and having to put my request in for the height shake. I keep sending it, but I keep getting denied, man. I'll take about half of your size there, Jackson, and I'd be better off in my life. So you won a high school championship, get up to Albany, did the degree, Homeland Security, which is like very commendable, especially in today's day and age. That drive, though, that fever, that wantingness to really, see yourself out, in college football. Was that just something like you had to prove it to yourself to see if you could hang with these guys, or, looking ahead like, I think I can do this on Sunday. I think I got the determination. I got the drive. I definitely accountable to myself because you haven't been on the OOF list. I mean, so like what made you say, you know what, let me transfer and let me give this my all?
Yeah, it was kind of a conversation me and my dad. I'm blessed to have my dad. We talk all the time every day, and we were up there for a while, and stuff wasn't shaping out how I wanted it. I mean, losing seasons and whatnot. I won't get into that, but I got my degree. Well, after my junior year, I was a freshman All-American. Me and Jared Verse.
Yep.
Me and him will play together. We were both freshman All-Americans. My dad, he enters the portal, and we're talking about it. I'm like, I'll ride it out one more year, get my degree, and we'll see what happens. So then, I got my degree, and then just decided to come down here and, ultimately just take my chances, because if I can't play FBS at the level that I need to, I can't play in the league. So that was my decision. Just like, okay, move up in level competition and see how I perform.
I mean, obviously you're one of these guys that's like dialed in. So like, walk me through, like when you wake up in the morning, you stare at yourself in the mirror, you see a guy who, you don't have to be in college. You have a degree. You can get out there. You can.
Duncan. Not everybody's as vain as you, where they wake up and stare at.
You got to motivate yourself. We're talking about Coach Prime, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to build stuff up a little bit. Thank upstairs for the gifts and all that. You want to get out there and change the world. But like, when you see yourself, like it could be real easy for someone in your position to just be like, you know what, I've had my fill. I'm done. Like what you keep coming back. You keep pushing through. Is there anything special that you're like doing? Any mantra? Any little inside thing?
I mean, with me, I pray every morning. Thank God for all the blessings that I have, and ultimately, I think it would just be my family. My parents show up as much as they can, so making them proud, and I got a little nephew, so I kind of want to show him the ropes, and just keep going and attacking every day, and that's that.
All right, awesome, so I got to ask a question here, right? Because between you and Bert and Quattro Show, you guys are 3 of the nicest dudes I have ever met in my life. And you all talk about praying and family. And I mean, is this, and this is a serious question, right? Because when I was your age, I wasn't talking the way any of you guys were talking.
Yeah.
Now, if I got one guy that came on and said, I spent a lot of time praying and this is important to me and my family, I'd say, okay, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's everybody. And I wish, honestly, I wish I was more like you guys, all of you, when I was your age. But I wasn't. It took me a while to grow up and to get together. So is this where does this come from? Is this look, this is from Coach Herman, and this is what we say, and this is what we do, and this is what we believe. And then when nobody's looking, you guys are out there, I don't know what the right words are, but, doing juvenile delinquent sort of stuff, or...
No, with me, it's what you see is what you get, it's just, we all were raised right. We all have great parents. And then, Coach Herman is just kind of like a father figure from home. He's just making us into mature young men before he sends us in the world. Because, like tomorrow could be my last snap and I'm put in the work world, everything he does is preparing us for life. So, big shout out to Coach Herman because, he's changing a lot of dudes' lives and how they look at things.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Let me go backwards from it to Albany.
Yeah.
All right. So that's really where you started to become a man, basically. You come out of high school, you go into college. What were some of the good things? If I had to ask you, what are your top 3 memories of being at Albany? Football or not football? Why was Albany something that you're always going to remember for the rest of your life, and how did it impact you?
Definitely, the relationships I made there. That's one, with my coaches and my boys that I live with, I'll cherish those forever. Football wise, just the game of football, that's where I've learned a lot. Like I came out of high school, it was just see ball, get ball, right? And then you get to college and it's like, you're learning a whole different language. I remember getting on the phone with my dad. I'm like, Dad, I could beat this kid out. Like the kid that's been there for 3 years. And then we get to the first install and I call my dad. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I don't know what cover 2 is, Dad. Like, it was just, we ran cover 4 in high school. Like, I don't know what's going on. But, that, and you said top 3. I can tell you one I won't miss is the snow. That's
another. Come on.
I will not miss outside. I won't miss that.
Snow angels going on.
Yeah. The winter workouts were fun. I'm not gonna lie. Those were.
Well, I did. I read that. I don't know if you said that. Coach Herman said that you can do snow angels in confetti when you guys win the conference title.
Yeah.
What can we? And we're going to bounce all over the place because I'm not going to ask you about X's and O's and things like that. I mean, anybody else that wants to interview you can stick to all that sort of stuff. We kind of like to have fun. And who's your favorite NFL team? If you got drafted today, they changed the rules. Draft was today. Somebody wants you.
Baltimore.
Well, because you grew up in Maryland. I figured Philly, Baltimore, or Washington.
Man, another strong defensive player in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that legacy going, man. Keep it going.
Did you, when you were in school, did you play any other sports other than football, or was it football and that's it?
When I was younger, I played basketball, baseball. Basketball was like a bull in a china shop. Didn't really work out. Found out every game. Just something to keep me moving. Played a little bit of baseball. Kind of wish I stuck with it, but like J-Mo, it just didn't have the action for me when I was little. So I kind of stuck away from that, and then somehow turned out to be decent at football. So stuck with that one, and then just kept rolling the dice on that.
How tight are you and Quattro Show? Because I read an article where they've made a really big deal about you guys coming in together. I know you guys didn't actually come in together because he came from Texas and you came from New York, but do you guys form a bond being sort of not rookies, but the new guys on the team? And
kind of like that there. Yeah, we communicate really well. It's like, I don't know, it's kind of second nature between us, like immediately, like if we see something wrong, say communication wise out there, we'll easily correct each other. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like we've seen a decent amount of football. So it's just like our bond and connection, especially when we first came in, it was pretty strong.
How good is he? Because he's everywhere in the middle of everything.
Of nature. He's a freak of nature. I haven't seen anything like it. Someone his size that can just fly around and every game he's making some type of spectacular play.
Yeah.
He's just
when we had him on, it was so early in the season that we didn't really get to see him shine yet.
Yeah.
And afterwards, I'm like, man, I got to get him back again.
Did you watch the Illinois game?
Yeah.
When he blew that kid up, it was what, first down? They turned the ball over right away. Yeah. Yeah. He's just a heat-seeking missile. Yeah, he's good with it.
He's definitely dynamite. What, Mike?
Yes, sir.
Anything? Or I'll keep going here. Okay.
I want you to keep going. I'm sitting there thinking. I'm looking at Jerron's stuff, looking at his stuff, and I see. And this is how I look at a lot of college players sometimes. And I think as guys not in the thick of it, we notice I was watching Jerron's stuff. The speed, like you were talking about it earlier. Like you see this in certain players. You look at guys and people pretty even, matched, a lot of talent across the board. And then there's one or two guys, and if you amp that speed up, then you get the communication going with someone else. And you said you've seen a lot of football. Like I can't, like from where I stand, like I don't know how many times I've seen in my like whatever observing career, like chemistry between players, knowing where someone's going to be at, being able to rely on them, and just having that sixth sense of like, they're there. I know he's there. I know they're going to be there. I don't even got to think about it. And before I'm calling to correct it, they're already calling to correct it as well. And, when you start to have a couple of those guys on the team, you start winning games 56-14. You start stacking on top of each other. Good things follow good things. And it comes back to your coach, comes back to the players, comes back to your, team accountability. And it's a pleasure to watch from all sides because you're watching people grow. You know what I mean? And like AJ was saying, fortunately for us, the three gentlemen that we've had, to speak with, I think there are more gentlemen like you that are the exception to the rule that don't get enough FaceTime, that don't get enough, hey, look at me. I'm doing the right thing. I'm keeping my nose clean. I'm doing my schoolwork. I'm big with my family. I'm showing up. I'm holding myself accountable.
On the field, when you're there on the sidelines, you hear the same names over and over and over again. You hear Ambush, you hear Morris, and you hear Wester because there's two of them. So you can't give all the Westers one of the credit because they're both on both sides of the ball. It's first, Rob, who goes games with me, goes, I think the announcer is messed up. He keeps saying Wester on both sides. He goes, that kid's not playing both sides, is he? I said, no, there's two of them.
Yeah, there's two of them.
That's the brothers.
All right, let me ask you this. All right, get off the football field for a minute. Get away from practice. You're in Florida now. What's your favorite part? What do you like to do down here? What are you digging about Florida?
Beach.
Okay.
Love the water. Love the water. So the beach is big go-to for me, and fishing too. Yeah, me and my buddy Jarrett, we do a decent amount of fishing. So.
Did they take you up to the roof before you agreed to?
I went to the 5th floor. I didn't go to the top.
See?
Yeah, but I saw like the horizon of the water and everything, but I did not go to the top.
Coach Warner told us that sometimes they take people up to the roof,
and
I guess that's the hook. The final hook. If somebody's like, yeah, maybe I'm thinking about it, and they go to the top and look, the beach is only a mile away. There it is. So if you're so you get a bye week, like you just had a bye week a few weeks ago. All right, you get a little bit of time off from practice. What do you do? I know you go fishing, and I said there's a great picture of you. I was going to use it, the picture of you on the boat. Somebody photoshopped. I'm assuming somebody photoshopped you laying back on the boat. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You're not out there in all your uniform, all suited up going fishing, but TV. If you're going to sit down and binge watch some TV, 24, Homeland, things like that, or
I'm going to binge watch TV, like a go-to show that I love.
Yeah, something that
Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Yellowstone. Yes.
Are you up to date?
I'm pretty sure I watched the last season. I'll just go back there and rewatch. But that's a big one. I love that one. And what's another show? I love The Walking Dead until the end. I really didn't start digging the end, but those are two shows I love.
I've never watched The Walking Dead. I've just never gotten into it, but I never thought I would get into Yellowstone. I kept hearing Yellowstone. I hate cowboy movies. I'm not a Western guy. and Kevin Costner. I do not like him. Yellowstone is the greatest show in the history of shows.
Yes, it is top tier.
Like for years, I had The Sopranos and Breaking Bad at the top. And I thought nobody could compete. Yellowstone blows them away. It's not even close.
Top tier.
No, that's so. This week, can we expect 56 points again? Oh, wait a minute. Before that, what was up with that? I wanted to ask Coach Herman in the post-game press conference, and I just didn't get to. What was, you know what I'm going to ask, don't you?
I do know what you're going to ask.
What was up with that onside kick? Was he trying to create a rivalry? Was he?
It was just like.
Did somebody piss him off from the other side? What was up with that?
I don't know. I come up to him and I'm like, talk to him, like just give him a nod because me and him were just, I just acknowledge each other's presence after the game. And he just smiles, he winks at me, and he goes, "You know what I called?" And I'm like, "What'd you call?" And he just told us what we call it. And I was like, "Okay." And I was like, I just walk away and I'm like, "There's no shot he called that." And I mean, for me, it's like if we're gonna practice something, might as well practice in a real game situation. If we're gonna have something, I'd at least break it out to see if it works. So I mean, he made the call, and I'll follow that guy through fire. So whatever he does, I'm on board with. But I don't really know the whole everything behind it. But yeah.
Hey, you guys went in to half. They just scored, make it 21-14. You guys come out, you get the ground and pound touchdown, but then you get that punt return touchdown, right? So what does that do for you guys? Are you just like, "Yep, there it is"? Yeah.
That's the That's a crippling moment for them. Absolutely.
Yeah, crippling moment. You want to go out on defense after that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're like, it's time. We smell it now.
We just got off the field, but we're like, nah, let's go. Yeah.
But when that happens, do you start to feel and realize in real time that, hey, you know what? Everything coach has been saying, yeah, look, it's happening.
Yeah.
Because like, what was the halftime speech? You guys went up by 2 scores. They came back. They got a score. They cut it to 14-7. You guys went up 21-7 right before the half. They cut it to you know what I love too, because I'm such a hater against anybody you're playing now.
Yeah.
When they scored a touchdown, they got taken down. But the celebration that they did on the field, it was like they just won the Super Bowl. It was like they just won the final Super Bowl of all Super Bowls. It was just a touchdown, and they were still losing at that point. And then they took it down. I was like, oh, you know what? Good for you. But anyway, what was the halftime speech? Because it was a close game, and it was following the pattern of all your previous games. So, what did he say?
There's nothing to change. I mean, we just got to go out and execute. That was it. Just execute. I mean, they train us and simulate us for situations like this all the time, like real-time simulations. Like, so the games are easy, but it's just, errors, mental errors, just little things that didn't need to happen. I mean, big plays, double moves. We struggle with those, So he was just talking about execute. Just do your job. That's it. Just show up and do your job, and we'll be fine. And that's all we did second half, and just rolled them.
Do you plan on going back to Maryland after you're done with school? Or you're going to go wherever the FBI sends you?
I don't know. It's up in the air. I mean, ball's an opportunity. If I'm blessed enough to play at the next level, I'm gonna do that. And then I don't know. I like it. I like the weather down here. It's kind of tough. I haven't really thought about that one too much.
They run through the farm, then send them to South Beach and be like, "Here's your temporary assignment, permanent assignment, Idaho."
Better than Gaza Strip or Iraq or whatever.
What's the stateside?
Shoot, I was going to go somewhere and I lost my train of thought now. So what's the game plan this week against UT? I always get UTSA, right? Is that right? Whoever it is, your opponent this week. Is it UTSA?
UTSA.
Yeah. Okay. UTSA.
They got a great run game. I mean, they're good at what they do. So we just got to go out and execute, stop the run. That's huge. It's our number one thing. Just go out there, stop the run, and then they got an athletic quarterback, lefty. We haven't seen one yet, so I mean he's good to beat too. But supposedly he's had some feet issues, so I don't think he'll be scrambling around too much. I mean, we held USF's quarterback to a decent amount of yards, so I think we'll be good this week. And just on the back end, we just got to cover down and we'll be fine. Just stop the run. That's the big one. I think they got a 3-headed demon at running back, so it's gonna be fun.
In all the previous games so far this year, right? Like we're coming off this monster victory. You get some ones where you get squeaked out, some wins. You get the ones where you got clobbered in one, and then the other ones you lost in tight games. Where do you what type of game do you take more away from? I mean, do you actually? I guess you learn something about yourself when you blow a team out like you just did.
Yeah.
At this point, it's just like, hey, yeah, we can do this. But if any one of those games so far this season, if there's one that you could say, you know what, I think I got more out of this game, win or lose, than any of the other ones.
That's tough. See, the losses, you always want to learn from your losses, but also like the wins. I want to say this last game because we saw what we could actually do. Like when we're all firing on all cylinders, but at the same time, it's like this one was great, but we really could have held them to a shutout. And there's always room for improvement. So I really think it was this game because we really, once we saw everything that happened and we're like, okay, Coach Herman, everything he speaks, like everybody's starting to, come on board to what he's saying. I mean, even though it's week 6? Was that week 6? I think something like that, but
yeah, that was week 6.
It was week 6. But I think this game was, a milestone for us moving forward.
Can you guys win the conference?
Absolutely.
Are you guys confident that you're going to win the conference?
Yeah.
Who do you see as the biggest challenge?
UTSA and Tulane. Not to look ahead, but
okay.
That's what I'm hearing. This is my first time, in the conference, but everybody, but that's what I'm hearing. UTSA and Tulane.
All right. So I want to talk to you about something that I know we spoke to Bert about this. Do you guys call him Bert? Because I'm calling him Bert. Jerron called him Bert, so now I call him Bert. So
yeah, Bert.
And Bert, and so also Bert now, like I reached out to him when you guys were on the bus driving home the other night because I had to write an article. But I wanted to look like a big shot. So I was like, Bert, can you give me a quote? So, expect that text once in a while. You know what I mean? Hey, Ambush, can you please, and what do they call you? Do they call you Jackson? Do they call you Ambush? Do they call you, everybody's got a nickname. Ambush
sticks. I mean, they call me by my first name, Bobby. So I got a bunch. Yeah.
I'll call you Mr. Ambush. So when you get a text that says from Dear Mr. Ambush, may I please have a quote?
I got you.
Anyway, here's what I wanted to ask. All right. So just real short, because this is about you, not me. A year ago, I had never watched a college football game in my life.
Okay.
Somebody talked me into watching Florida State. I watched it for a quarter. It was the longest quarter in my life. I said, I'll never watch college football again. Then FAU came to us as media, and I said, yes, okay, absolutely, I will go. And I love college football. I'm watching every game. Whenever there's a game, it's on TV. My wife, my kid, they're like, what are you watching now? You don't watch football. You're a baseball guy. And it's Thursday night. It's Friday. It's, freaking Dion. The Colorado game, 1:00 in the morning last week. But the fans, what bothers me with FAU, and I've said this out loud, and I've said it to Coach Herman, and Coach Herman said it bothers him too. You guys are not getting enough people in those seats. Okay. Now, Coach Herman, he said, if you know Pitbull, or if you can get somebody to come down here that will draw some people. I told him, I said, I'll get a bullhorn and start going around campus at 4:00 in the morning, waking people up, giving away free tickets. And he said, we'll come get you out of jail if you do that, but feel free to do it if that's what it takes. You guys played in Raymond James last week. They had 31,000, I think was the number. Yeah, and when you're in a big stadium like that, it doesn't look so full because it's such a gigantic stadium. But what stuck out to me, two things stuck out to me. One, I couldn't believe how well you guys traveled, even though it was a short trip. It's only 4 hours. There were a lot of FAU fans. When I got there and I walked through the parking lot, the tailgate, I came across a lot of FAU people. Inside the stadium, there were a lot of FAU fans. Overall, though, forget FAU or USF fans, it felt different inside that stadium. The crowd was different. The bands were different. It was just kind of, to me, it felt way more electric than any other game. And I'm not knocking, because I know that there's some really loyal FAU fans that are coming out, and they're awesome. But there's a lot of people that are not coming out. And welcome to South Florida. No one comes out to any sporting events here. It's really hard. The Dolphins, they draw in the beginning of the season, and they're drawn now because they're good. But in the past, week 4 or 5, the stadium's half empty. You can get the tickets on StubHub. Seriously. The Marlins, forget about it. Nobody goes. They could be giving everybody $1,000 to attend the game. Still, nobody goes to the Marlin games. The Heat, the people show up when they win. The Panthers, they show up when they win. You guys are winning. You guys are good. How important, how much more excited would you be on the field? Does it help you guys perform better as a team? Do you feed? I know what the other guy said, but I'm asking you because we have a problem. And it's my assignment. You be the homeland. So remember this. I'm going to bring people to the stands. When a terrorist attack comes in the future or something happens, you got to say, where's AJ? I got to get AJ and his family real quick. And my dogs. You got to take care of my dogs too. But anyway, the fans, man, how important is it? Because I looked up also the average attendance in Albany, and that was I'm sure it was great for Albany, but it was hideous. I mean, it
was disgusting.
Last year, I think 2,400 on the low, 2,300 on the low side, 8,200 on the high side. Yeah. FAU at home is averaging about 18,000 right now per game. How much would you like to have that stadium filled up? How much would it drive you guys to perform even more?
Oh, it would be electric. That'd be so exciting. That'd be, I mean, the pinnacle. Just walking in there and every seat's filled. It'd be great. But I think I know the root of your issue, though. It's those tailgates, man. Those tailgates. They get a little rowdy over there.
Well, you guys walked through the tailgate last 2 weeks ago, right? Were there people passed out already by 3:30 when you walked through?
Probably. I was zoned in, had my sunglasses on. I wasn't really paying attention. But yeah, probably.
I know some guys on the job in Boca, so we can get out there and check everybody's IDs beforehand. We can cut that all off, and if that's what's going to get them in the seats, I don't know. But it's my mission to put. So here we go. All right, I'm going to ask you this right now because where we excel, had you ever heard of us before Katrina even approached you?
No, I haven't. And then I did my research on you guys, and I was like, oh, this seems like a cool opportunity. Yeah.
That's cool. We never heard of you either before this season. But, we want more people there. So where we excel, we're growing. We're a startup, but it's for fans by fans. So it's all literally. So us being credentialed media sort of is kind of against what we set out to be, for fans by fans type of deal. But YouTube, TikTok, things like that. That's where we excel, and that's where we grow. So I'm going to ask you, because I'm going to chop this, I'm going to put it on YouTube or TikTok or somewhere. What would you say? Here's your chance right now. Make your case to the people that have not showed up yet, whether they're students or whether they're just people that live in Boca, live in Palm Beach, Tri-County takeover, but start in Palm Beach County. What are we going to do to get them off their butts into the stadium this Saturday night?
Come be a part of something great. I mean, that's it. It's great whenever, you see your team go to championship. That's it. Just win the conference. That's the goal, and that's what we're going to do. Set out to do it. So we've been training for this whole time. So it'd be great to have every seat filled in the house.
Awesome. And then let me ask you this also, and I love asking questions maybe that you guys can't answer, and then we'll let you go. But did you see what happened? So all this talk and hype and buzz and everything with Colorado, 29-0, they lose, and then Dion, Coach Prime, kind of points the finger at every. Did you see that? Did you see what he said? Or
whenever you're talking before I came in.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Go eyeball it. But what are your thoughts on it? Is Dion too much hype? Because
I don't know. as a leader standpoint, for me, especially seeing Coach Herman, because I mean, like I said before, I'll follow that dude in the fire. But as a leader, you just got no matter what. I mean, it falls through you. So self accountability is huge. I mean, if you're sitting there and you want to point the finger at everybody else, I mean, your name's on it. You know, like it's like me missing the game tackle or whatever. You know, like Coach Herman's name's on it. Like you got to take accountability. Like I don't care if they were up when I went to sleep. I was watching the game. It was 29-0. Fall asleep. Wake up the next morning. Everybody's like Colorado lost, and I'm like, what? They're up 29-0. But yeah, no, I don't want to say I lost respect for the dude, but I mean, in a sense, yeah. Like you're head honcho. You can't be out there blaming everybody else.
Are you following the baseball playoffs at all right now, or no?
Mm-hmm. No time. I don't even watch NFL. I mean, we're in here on Sundays from I'm in here at 10:30 to 7. I barely watch sports. I just go to sleep every night, throw on a little show, watch some film, and that's it.
So when December hits, right? I think December 2nd is the conference championship game.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say that that's your final game of the season, the conference championship game. Mm-hmm. You guys have to, I'm going to guess by NCAA rules, mm-hmm. have to get some time off where the coaches can't make you show up all day, every day. What are you doing? What are you eating? What are you eating that you can't eat right now? Christmas. What are you looking forward to? Christmas month, you're going to go home. It's going to be a white Christmas. It's going to be because you're going to miss that. The longer you stay down here and you start experiencing Christmases down here, the heat, like you, I came down here young. I'm from Jersey. And I loved it because I hated the cold. I grew up in the cold. I went in the Army. I was stationed in Germany. The snow was like over my head in Germany. I came to Florida. Now I can't stand this heat. I mean, it's unbearable. It's old man stuff. You'll get there at some point. All right.
Take a train to make them shake.
Going home for White Christmas. The whole thing. I always turn it around to me. What are you looking forward to when the season's over? What do you want to do? What do you want to eat?
When I go home, man, I just want to. I'm a workout, I'm a workaholic, so I love working out. So I'm gonna do that. And my grandmother, she cooks anything and everything I want. She spoils me. As soon as I come home, she'll have, oh my gosh, cookies on display. I mean, icing, everything, the whole nine. She'll probably bake me a cake when I go home. And her chicken and dumpling in the wintertime. Oh, that's my favorite. That's my go-to. Yeah, she puts a little bit of weight on me when I go back in the wintertime.
But that's all right. They'll work it off you when they're allowed to get back on you.
Yeah, especially in this heat. Absolutely.
So you're in between. So if I was driving up to Jersey to see my family for Christmas, you're a little bit, a couple hours from Jersey. So if I coordinate with you right around one of Grandma's meals,
absolutely.
More than welcome to come in for a pit stop, right?
Yeah, doors are open. My family. Yeah, we're watching right now, actually. So yeah, they'll give you.
What I would love, man, is number one, I appreciate you coming on. I think that some of the players are scared. One of your teammates even ghosted us, so they were going to show up and didn't. I'm not going to say his name, but he's one guy. Is all I'm going to say. All right. I appreciate you coming on. We try to have fun. I look for podcasts, interviews, things that you or Jaquan or Dron has done in the past. And I saw a bunch with Dron, and it's all like just football, knows and this. And I'm like, man, the guy lives that. I'm sure he would love to get away from it for a few minutes. So we just want to try to get to know you and get our audience to know you so that they'll start to follow you, which if they want to follow you, where can they follow you, first of all?
You can follow me on Instagram. Pretty sure it's JAmbush43, or if you just type Jackson Ambush, I'll pop up. Same thing on Twitter.
All right. And do you have I'm still learning. Bert was trying to teach me this, and I still don't. But the NIL, if somebody wants to, right? NIL, NIL?
NIL?
Yeah, if somebody wants, I'm calling it NIL. I guess you guys don't say that. All right. NIL, if you, no wonder I don't understand that. I can't even say it. If somebody wants to get you to sing them happy birthday or to endorse a product or anything, is there NIL?
Yeah. You can hit me through Instagram on DM. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so they can just contact you directly and then, okay.
Yep. Yes, sir.
All right. That is awesome. And the last thing I want to ask you to commit to, and the Houston Astros are up 4-0 in the second inning. For anybody who cares about that, but I think everybody's here for Mr. Ambush right now. After the season, I'd love to get a few of you guys together here in the studio because we're in the process of actually building another. This is a new studio, and we're building another new one, which will be up in a couple weeks. So I'd love to have you guys in maybe around Christmas or after the season's over, and we can feed you guys. It won't be as good as grandma's, but we'll get some good food and whatnot. Oh, and you know what? Your favorite restaurant that you've discovered down here so far. Do you have a good one?
That's tough.
Are you living in Boca or are you
I'm
living
in Boca.
Okay.
Yes, I'm in like 5-8 minutes from the school.
Okay.
I had the Lucky Fish the other day. That was pretty good. Just nice view off the beach, nothing too crazy. I haven't really had time to experience much of the food around here.
All right, 2 Georges. Boynton Beach, 2 Georges. It's right on the intercoastal. Put that on your to-do list. That's my go-to. When all my friends from Maryland and Jersey and Philly, they all come down, I take them to 2 Georges, and the next thing I know, they're buying houses down here just because they want to go to Georgia. It's that good. The food used to be better, but it's just the whole atmosphere because you can drive your boat right up to it and dock there, and it's a great place. But man, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you, guys.
I'm rooting for you after the game, whether it's this week or next week or whenever there's the opportunity. I'm going to flag you down so I can say hello in person.
Sure.
And I'd love to have you back.
Absolutely.
So it was JAmbush43 on Instagram.
Yep.
Is that your main social? Do you mess around with Twitter a lot, or you guys are all pretty silent? Is that like a Coach Herman thing to sort of
just? I don't know. We don't really bother with it too much. I mean, we'll repost for recruiting and stuff like I do for Instagram, but Twitter, I'll answer and respond on Twitter. It might take me a little bit though, because Twitter's not my go-to social media. But
These guys don't need burner accounts like Durant. They're good.
No, we're good. We're good.
Jackson Ambush this week. FAU 6:00. FAU Stadium in Boca Raton. They're going to open up another can of Whoop. Yep, on US. It doesn't matter who it is. Just put someone in front of them, and that's how we're rolling now.
Absolutely.
All right, man. We appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate it.
All right. Have a great night.
You too.
Guys, that was Jackson Ambush. He's a cool dude, man. I like him.
I
like all of them so far.
Player. I know. I got to say this again. And you brought it up. I mentioned it. But really, really, like, as a parent, right? Like, proud of guys like that. You know what I mean? Like, they go to school. They handle their business. They're invested in their craft. They want to better themselves. And I really do feel like there's so many more guys like that in college sports that are just grinding, like real grinding, and we're so inundated with all the flash and all the pomp and circumstance and all of the, the prime stuff that these guys over here, they're just doing it the right way. And we've gone away from acknowledging individuals who do things the right way. And whoever's hearing it, just keep doing it, because in 3, 4, 5, 10 years, it's going to be well worth it.
Yeah, man, these are they're really nice dudes. I mean,
wonderful, man.
Look, he was on the show already. I don't need to kiss his butt to get him on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we didn't have to. Everyone kept telling me, hey, Jackson Ambush, Jackson Ambush, Jackson Ambush. I kept hearing his name and hearing his name and hearing his name. And then, our media relations sort of, I don't know what her exact title is, but she said, what about, and I said, I was going to ask you about him.
Yep.
She was like, yeah, he's a really good guy. And but they're all just such good guys, whether it's, Dron or Juan or now Jackson. I don't know. I wish I had the mentality when I was their age. That they
absolutely.
They're just really good dudes, man.
Yeah, we'd be sitting at Connecticut running ESPN if that was the case, man. But like you said, you nailed it, man. Like if you asked me at 20-some years old, there's nothing like that would come out of maybe my family, but aside from that, I wasn't dialed in like these guys are. No way.
And they're fun. They're fun to watch, man. These guys, look, I'm hooked, man. You remember?
You hated college football.
College football. Ted
Mhm.
Brooks would come on with his college football picks, and I'd say I'm not doing. He made me watch FSU and Florida. I don't. It was right around the holidays. I think it was Thanksgiving, and it was the longest game. They played one quarter, and they couldn't move the ball. They were inside the 5-yard line for 15 minutes, and nobody scored. They just kept turning the ball over. And I'm like, and then the rules were different, and I'm like, what are you guys? I can't do this. And now, look at me. I actually know things.
Experience.
And I know people.
People.
That's it. People.
People.
You know what? Hamas wants to attack us. I know Jackson. I'm good to go, man. And Action Jackson. Do you remember Action Jackson?
Action, Satisfaction, Jackson. Carl Weathers, baby.
Reed? Didn't he make that movie Action Jackson? Where
Carl Weathers, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
I call him
It's my duty to please that booty.
Yeah, I don't remember that part. I just remember he was like the real life
Yep.
Jason, but anyway, man, that was awesome. I absolutely love these dudes. And if you would have told me a year ago that AJ, you're gonna be sitting there talking to college football players and you're gonna be all into college football and you're gonna be going on road trips. Do you know, look, people think, all right, it's Tampa, you're already in Florida. Do you realize that do you know how old and cranky I am that I don't even like driving to the studio and it's 5 minutes from my house, let alone 4 hours across the state? I'm still recovering. I have no voice. I've taken a steroid pack. I have exhaustion from life, but I'm all in. I'm planning on going to Texas with these guys when they go, going to North Carolina. Nice. Oh, you know what else? Something really cool. And then Looch, how you doing, man? We will get to
what's going on
with you in 1 second. What else I was able to do when I was in Tampa before the game?
What did you do?
Chase Brooks.
Did you do Chase Brooks?
Chase Brooks. I went to the I don't know if it's called like a dojo or but I went. I filmed some great stuff. We started our 24/7 or all access Chase Brooks that we're going to put out right before his fight. It was pretty cool. It was real cool watching those guys train there. Getting a few, and it was like a Mickey's gym from the Rocky movies. I mean, it was this dingy, dark, 4,000 degrees inside there on a Saturday morning.
It's beautiful.
That's the best way, man.
They were in there doing it. They absolutely were. So, Looch, you are a week into hockey season, buddy.
Yes, we are.
Man.
Play action. Duncan,
what up, buddy?
What's happening, guys?
Good to see you.
Like that stash, man.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
I'm like an old Raleigh West reject.
Going Raleigh fingers on us.
Thank you. I'm just wearing the wrong gear. I got to wear my A's hat.
Did you get cast in the new season of Yellowstone? Just going on there?
That's it, baby. Got my 6 shooters.
1823. Play action.
My wife likes the mustache, so that means it must go, right? I can't give her the satisfaction.
Yeah.
November, yo.
All right, so before
November.
Before we open up this can of your Houston Astros there, buddy, who I think personally have Texas exactly where they want them.
What? They ain't going to win this series.
Who? Houston's not?
No, Houston ain't going to win this series. They can't win at home. Everybody knows that.
Figure out to win one game at home. But
that's all they need to do.
We gotta.
Right.
Looch, what is going on in hockey? All I know is that the season started. That literally is all I know. And every time I have Sports Center, I hear Hunter Bernard or Hunter or
Connor Bedard.
That's all they're talking about.
Oh yeah.
And he looks like a baby. Looks like he's should be in my daughter's class in the 5th grade.
He's the best.
So young.
18 years old, man. He's handling the hype and the attention pretty good for a young kid coming into the NHL. I mean,
how's he doing though?
He's basically fitting right in. He's won. I think he's got 1 goal, 2 assists. He scored. He got his first assist in his first game against Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins, and then he got a goal, his first goal against Boston, powerhouse Boston. But I don't think they're going to be the powerhouse this year. So, I mean, they're
No.
going to be good, but they're not going to be the team they were last year.
Well, the team they were last year didn't really amount to much, did it?
No. But there are a couple teams that are going to be good this year that were good last year. So you're talking about the Vegas Golden Knights. I think they're the real deal. I think they have a chance of doing a repeat this year. I mean, it doesn't happen too often, but I'm not making that prediction yet. But they're 4-0 right now, so they're showing up.
Hey,
Basically.
Duncan in play action. Are you guys in on hockey yet? You guys following anything that's going on? You are. Okay. What do you
Yeah.
I don't have the time
Well,
to.
I don't have the time, but
Arizona Coyotes. out
well,
there.
they got a young guy that it was like 3rd pick overall. The dude's like a stud. Like they played just an exhibition game down in Tucson, and the guy was like, "Whoa, where did he come from?" So
Logan Cooley.
Logan Cooley is the guy. He's where did he come from? Like Michigan, or I forget where he came from. But the guy's something. He's at least we got something to look forward to. Last night they got worked. They got blanked, but I don't expect them to like set the world on fire. But that guy Cooley, I said that on one of our shows, and I was like, watch out for him.
Yep, rookie
Where-
could
where am I
possibly be
cracking
rookie,
at?
one of the rookies of the year,
I think so.
right up there with Bedard.
What's up with my Kraken, Looch?
Kraken, oh boy, Kraken are 0-3-1.
That's
They
early.
didn't get a very good start. They're struggling a little bit, but it's still early in the season.
All
It
right,
really
look, buddy. Here's one thing I noticed so far in hockey season that I picked up on, Looch. You're flip flopping already because you were picking the Devils to go all the way, and that had to be painful for you to say that.
Oh,
And now you haven't
yeah.
even mentioned the Devils yet. All you're talking about is Vegas.
Yeah, well, what's the Devils are 1-1 right now. They played good in the preseason. They're not struggling, but they're finding their way. They're trying to find their way. The Devils, and I think the Rangers are going to be the same thing. They got a new system with Peter Laviolette as their new coach. The Rangers, and
Right.
they're going to have to adjust to him. They got a few new guys. Like Vegas. I mean, they really didn't trade anybody. They got basically the same team they had last year.
Mhm.
And I think Jack Eichel, who is one of their top guys, is going to be phenomenal this year. I think he's going to have a breakout season.
Why did the Rangers replace the coach? They made it to the playoffs.
I think they just needed some kind of a change, to be honest with you.
How long was he there?
He was there for.
Is it Mike Keenan? Is that who it
3
was?
years? Yeah, yeah, Mike Keenan.
Jesus,
He wasn't long, and he was there long enough to have a cup of coffee. Time to go.
that was a good one.
I'd take Keenan back
That's the last time I watched.
I was gonna say.
It was a good year. It was a good year.
Hey, from the Ron Duguay, Eddie Mio era through the Mike Richter era, I was in on the Rangers just like I am on the Phillies.
Mhm.
All right.
There's only so much time in my day. I had to give something up, and it ended up being hockey.
Yeah.
Oh.
We also have another great player, which Austin Matthews. I'm sure
Hat tricks.
had tricks all over the place. First 2 games, 3 goals in the first game, and then another 3 goals the second game.
Who does this guy play for?
This is Toronto Maple Leafs.
Okay.
Yeah, he's some player.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, we give our early NHL kind of predictions, whatnot. Last year, I think they set a record for most goals scored per game. I think the league, it was up over like 3.5 goals, or just about 3.5. They are going to get very, very. I mean, I think they're going to pass it this year. You already have guys scoring. Teams scored 20 goals already through like 4 games.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nuts, man. These are turning into baseball games.
Yeah.
There's no more 2-1 hockey games, 2-0 hockey games. You go to a hockey game, Trevor said it, I'll echo it. Bet the over, bet the over, bet the over, bet the over.
Yes.
Yeah, but Mike, you're only taking in consideration that these teams that you're talking about scoring these goals are playing the Flyers. That's all.
Hey, the Flyers are winning, man. They've won twice already.
Yeah.
Got their home opener the other day. The Tortorella effect is real.
Carter Hart's playing good for them in goal.
Yeah, that'll change in 2 weeks. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, right.
They'll put him on the bench. They'll bring up another rookie goaltender from Yugoslavia, Slovakia, and he'll be the next best thing. And ship Carter Hart off to Chicago. They'll make a run to the Cup versus Vegas or something like that.
Well, they need a goalie. He's better. He'd rather block pucks than block like mortar shells in Ukraine. All right, so
that's true.
Bring them all over.
Bring them all over.
I was close to taking Hart in my my fantasy league for a goalie. I mean, I don't have many goalies left in the league to grab, so he was one of the ones I was thinking about grabbing.
Oh,
yeah, we're talking about that, man. Don't sleep on the Flyers. Worst to first.
Yeah.
So look, take a guy like me who, once was a hockey fan, still a hockey fan. I just, it's like I got to pick and choose what I'm going to do and when I'm going to do it now with all my extra time that I have. What's coming up? What do you got for me that can suck me in? Kind of like Ted Brooks. He didn't suck me into college football, but he sucked me in on the Kraken last year. And although I will not lie, I never watched one Kraken game until they got to the postseason. But I did check their box scores every day, and I would watch SportsCenter to find out what the heck was going on with the Kraken. So suck me in, Looch.
I'm gonna go back to Vegas again, man. I know you love Vegas, so I would jump on the Vegas train if I were you, man. You can't go wrong there. And they got some great players, man. With Hill in goal, Eichel, Marchessault. They got a ton of guys. McNabb, I think it is a defenseman who's a really good defenseman. Stone, and you're thinking about going out there, right, for the big Super Bowl. So
I'm not thinking about it. I'm going out there. We're working, man. We're doing shows out there all week long.
All week, man. Free buffet, doing shows.
So yeah, you should.
Benihana.
No, man.
Baby.
There's only, as of the spring when I was in Vegas, there's only 3 buffets left.
No.
In Vegas.
No.
COVID shut them all down.
I was going to say, is it a victim of COVID? Has to be, right? Yeah.
It used to be like in the prime rib, right? That
was the part.
Get your prime rib for cheap. Not anymore.
The Paris Casino Hotel had the best breakfast buffet ever in the history of. I mean, if I was the guy that won that $2 billion Powerball, I would immediately, and it was 10 years ago. I would first thing I do is buy a plane. Second thing I would do is fly to Vegas once or twice a week for breakfast and then come right back. That's how good that buffet. I was heartbroken when I was out there, and I got up early and went to the Paris to eat.
It was done.
It was done. There's nothing there. And then I went to the one in Flamingo because they had a decent one also. Gone.
No.
Yeah.
So my wife and I got married Cosmopolitan. This was many years ago. And we went to the $60 buffet. So that was like great. But they had everything you can imagine, like from chicken waffles to calamari to like turtle soup. I swear. Like it was there.
I'm so old that we used to go to the hotel. You said the Cosmopolitan, right?
Yes, sir.
Before the Cosmopolitan, there was something called the Boardwalk.
Oh, yeah.
And me and my wife went through there one night looking for a buffet. And Vegas Vacation with Chevy Chase, when he goes to the casino with Cousin Eddie and they go to the buffet and he's like, the blue and the yeller. That was that buffet.
That was the one?
No. I'm telling you. We were like,
George Papadopoulos or what was it?
Papadopoulos, yeah.
Papa Giorgio.
Papa Giorgio.
Nick Papa Giorgio from Yuma. You don't have to.
From Yuma, I forgot.
Software. Man, dude, what kind of Vegas, Arizona guy are you? Come on.
I call Don Juan. He knows all the spots.
Yeah, Don Juan does the spots.
What we need to do is we need to check the hockey schedule for when we're going to be out in Vegas. Because
definitely,
very good likelihood that all 4 of us are going to be there then. and check out a hockey game. Also, 2 weeks before we go out to Vegas for the Super Bowl, Top Fan Rivalry is doing a Top Fan Rivalry Con out there.
Yep,
it's only a 2-day. It's a 3-day. It's really Friday, Saturday. Check out Sunday.
Yeah, 19, 20, 21, right?
Yeah, But I was talking to him earlier, and I was trying to work with him to secure some good deals in Vegas. But what they got going, I got to make sure I don't say things I'm not supposed to say. Top Fan Rivalry is where we want to reach. That's the first step. Where they are now is our first step of where we're trying to go as a media company. And you wouldn't know it just by having Bill on the show. They bring in some serious cash, these cats. Like, really. And what they're spending on this Top Fan Rivalry Con, it would blow your mind if you knew.
If you knew.
If anybody's got that weekend, what they're planning sounds like a really, really, really good time. And I mean, I don't know how I'm going to get my wife to say, okay, yeah, sure, you can go to Vegas now for a weekend, a week before you're going out there for 2 weeks.
Come home and then go for 2 weeks, yeah. Should be like, just stay for the month. Just stay for the month.
Yeah,
don't even bother. That'd be cheaper to stay for the month. Might think about that.
Where's Don Juan live?
Just saying.
Here's your clothes. I'll pack your bags for you.
Get your bags. Get out. Get out.
Exactly. So, Looch, you want to hang with us? We're gonna. Or you want to get out?
Yeah, I'm gonna pop off, man. I got a few things I got to do. I got some stuff I got to finish up.
He's a busy guy.
So. All right, Looch.
All right, Looch.
Back next week with more good stuff tonight, Looch. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Looch.
All right, guys. Yeah, have a good night.
All right,
Thanks.
you too. You're going to let yourself out, right? I'm not going to shut the door behind you.
All right.
All right, good. Play action.
My man.
5-0. They just went to break. I don't know what inning it was.
It's end of the fourth right now.
I really think that the Astros have them right where they want to be. And I think Texas is going to look back at this and say, why the hell did we start Max Scherzer in Game 3? Because he hasn't pitched in weeks.
Yeah.
And, last postseason, he wasn't very good.
This whole year, shaky.
Yeah.
So, I was like, wait, they got that guy that's going to help him, but no, I don't see it. But if you say that, I'll go with that. But I just don't see it. Like, they got to go back to Houston, and something's happening. I don't know what's. This reminds me, and I said it on our last call show, which if you follow us, that's definitely Friday nights 9:15. Brought to you by Bleacher Brothers, with yours truly, Dunkin' Dad, and the Penguin AZ. So I mentioned that 2019 World Series. Remember that against the Nationals. Astros had that home field advantage, and they couldn't win a game at home. The Nationals couldn't win a game at home. Went down to Game 7, and sure enough, it's just I don't know. It's because you took the trash can banging away, but if you look at that 2017 series, which they cheated, I don't care. I'm a fan. I'll call them out too. They won Game 7 on the road. So how much did the cheating really play? I think it's just the bats went cold. Look at Tucker. They need him. They need Tucker. Finally, Altuve got himself a home run. So, hey, they have to win every game here in Arlington to make it make sense.
They will. They're going to sweep in Arlington. They're going to lose Game 6 at home. And their experience and their magic will it wouldn't surprise me if Altuve hits a home run off of Aroldis Chapman in the bottom of the 8th inning or bottom of the 9th inning, because I've already seen this movie a couple times where Chapman gives up the big one to Altuve, and I really want Houston to win because I want that rematch. You think you're good on the road? Take this road show into Citizens Bank Park now and
they ain't win against the Phillies this year. Up and down the lineup, there's no weakness. Everybody's clicking, even the rookies. So they keep that up. I don't see anybody beating the Phillies, and I have to be honest. It's just, but you could be onto something because as far as Rangers, Astros, the Astros have more arms. They have a better bullpen. So, Game 7, everybody pulls out all the stops and everybody's, all hands on deck kind of. So you might even see Verlander or something if they want it.
Because I'm not looking ahead, but trying to look ahead, right? So if Houston wins, Phillies get the home field advantage, right, for the series. But the way that the series is laid out this year isn't like it is in the past. Yeah.
The Phillies don't get home field at all.
Yeah. They get it versus Houston because they beat them 2-1 on the year, and they have the same record. If they play the Rangers, they're the road team. So if they play Houston and they get the home field, that means they get games 1 and 2 at the bank and games 6 and 7. Not for anything, but I'm kind of pulling for Texas because I won 3 games in a row at the bank. I won 3, 4, and 5 in Philadelphia. I'll take a game from you on the road, and then you're not going back home, dude. There's no way because they're not losing 3, 4, and 5 at home.
Are you sure about that?
I agree.
Positive.
Vision.
Yeah. No.
You're right. I saw that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. They all had the same. They all finished the same record, like 90 and whatever it was, 72, I think it was. And then the way they broke down was Texas swept Philly like the first series of the year. So we're like 0-3 to Houston, and then we wound up beating Houston like 2-1.
The way they seed these MLB playoffs is ridiculous.
No, the Penguin says don't count your eggs. He's like, you're assuming they're going to sweep the D-backs. The D-backs should win 1 game at the house. I would, at the
There's
pool.
stuff online about $6, $11 tickets for the Diamondbacks game. Yeah, you know what
Standing
the cheapest?
room?
I don't know what it was. You know what the cheapest standing room ticket is at Citizens Bank Park right now?
100 and something.
Just short of $1,100.
Oh wow!
Standing room.
Mm-hmm.
You're not even guaranteed to see anything. Just to get inside the building, $1,100. If you want a good seat, $1,800 just to sit down.
No, the Phillies and the Diamondbacks, and
take my money.
The Diamondbacks had a great season.
They're fantastic.
Nobody expected
They
them.
need to be the Diamondbacks, man. Be aggressive, run the ball. You got some good bats. Corbin
I don't know. Run, steal.
Run. Kettle Marte's been on base every game.
Yeah, I don't get it. Steal second.
Let's go.
Is that the Philly? What's getting looked is that the overlooked is the Phillies pitching has been lights out.
Yes.
Because all the home runs and all the runs, nobody's saying, "Well, my goodness, look at how good Azeel, Wheeler, and Nola, and Ranger, and the entire bullpen. How good everyone has been."
Ranger's the sleeper guy out of all the guy,
Yeah.
You don't want like Duncan said, don't tell nobody about Ranger Suarez.
I don't know about Ranger Suarez, man. That's like if you were saying about Max Scherzer. If I'm looking at Max Scherzer, looking at Ranger Suarez, right now I'm like, give me Ranger for games 3, game 4. Because Max can wait. He can wait. He can wait, Max.
And to me, it looks like a varsity team playing against a JV team. I don't. There's no disrespect. And go back and look at our preseason predictions. I picked the Diamondbacks to make the playoffs.
There
I'm
you
the
go.
only guy that picked the Diamondbacks and Baltimore both to make the playoffs. You guys laughed at me.
Joe Q had Baltimore going. I don't blame him, man. The value was there for that bet, so I would have. I almost jumped on that.
I mean, for sure, man.
Oh, good. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I expect Arizona to win one of these games at home. If they don't win game 3, then game 5 when Gallen comes back on full rest, unless they need him, right? Here's the Lovella's got this conundrum, right? So Philly comes in and they knock him out in game 3. He's forced to start Gallen in game 4.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So now if he gets a win in game 3 and he looks at his bullpen, he's like, listen, I need a bullpen game from you guys, game 4, keep it close, hopefully you get some magic, then you got your silver bullet with Gallen, and you're like, this is it. You've got to be the guy to kind of just put this away and give us, because if not, at that point, you saw what they were able to do to Merrill Kelly, who's pretty consistent all year. And I wanted to ask you guys this. Remember back when, and this is, since we're all of age to know this, right? So they used to do this with playoffs, right? You used to go 2, then 2, then 1, then 1, then 1, or they went 2 and 3 and 2. I remember when teams would save their number one starter for game 3 at home or on the road if they were, you know what I'm saying? Like, I needed my ace. I wanted my ace to pitch game 3.
Mm-hmm. It depended on how it worked out, but that was the way.
Like, I remember Roger Clemens starting a lot of game 3s for the Yankees.
Oh, yeah.
I remember Pedro starting a lot of game 3s. Schilling, a lot of game 3s. You know what I mean? Like, not that I'm questioning what Novello did, but, like, you want to bring whatever you can to the table. Game 1, Citizens Bank. And I had no problem with what he did between I think it was the 5 innings that Gallen went and then the 6 innings that Merrill Kelly went, because who else is coming out of their bullpen that can hold that lineup to where it was? And really, 3-0, for both times, like, that was pretty good. If I'm being honest, that is like a conscientious guy looking at Arizona. Like, all right, you're keeping them within striking distance. And how many times did they come to the plate, the D-backs, bases loaded, first and third, 1 out, and now to AJ's point, like, they just couldn't get it done. They just
I felt like game 1 was a moral victory for them, even though they lost, because, first pitch, home run. Then Harper comes up, home run, first pitch. Then Castillo. So in a blink of an eye, they were down.
Yeah.
They started to come back late
Sure.
in the game, and
Sure
they
did.
outplayed Philly
Yes,
later in the game. So I thought, all right, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
This is a little bit scary.
Mm-hmm.
But last night they got the doors blown off with them so bad. I don't think they win a game, man. I think that Philly has unfinished business, and they are so focused. I've never in my 35 years on this planet, I've never seen a baseball team as focused and as locked in as the Phillies are. And I was listening to some doofus on the radio today talking about how this is the most fun. Watching this Phillies team is so much fun, and they're having so much fun. I see them having fun, but I've seen lots of other teams. The 86 Mets had a lot more fun than the Phillies are having right now.
Well,
the Phillies are just focused on winning. When they win, then I think they'll really let loose. But they're not going to lose. They're not going to lose, period. They're going to win a World Series.
Oh, and you say focus, and it's that clubhouse. I could see the clubhouse, and even in the dugout, it's one of those things where everybody's just meshing, and that's how you look at all the great championships throughout the. It's just what it is. Like, they mesh, and then what happens next year? A couple guys leave, and the chemistry's all jacked up, and it's just not what it was. So, no, you say focus, yes, but they are not only focused, but they're meshing. You got a lot of guys from last year that have that swagger from last year. You just bring all these young guys in and say, the kid Carter, just bring this guy in and say, hey, this is how we do stuff, and that guy is just lights out.
The last time, and I take what Golden State did with their 73 wins. I understand what Golden State did. They had a lot of talent, right? But that second three-peat that Jordan had when he came back, and he was on that first season, and they went to 72-10, had Rodman on the team or whatever. Right. They were out for like sort of the same little mission that like these Phillies had. Like, they wanted to just like they wanted to beat you. They wanted to roll through you, and they until that last little bell rung and Seattle was walking themselves home, they were just execute. Nobody talked about anybody else. Everybody picked somebody else up. Didn't matter who it was getting the ball. If Craig Hodges was shooting, if Paxton was taking a night, it didn't matter who was the guy that night. They had their ringleader. They had their Bryce Harper, right? They had their Michael Jordan. But they were that was the last time that I can think of a team that was like, you know what? He came back late. We got bounced in the first round of the playoffs to the Heat. We need to sit down, refocus, and this next year we are just completely locked in. But baseball wise, no.
Different time and place, different era.
Different time, different era. Yeah.
But I just want to say that, but I get it. No, you're totally right. They're locked in, and it's just like this team, just like this Phillies team. Man, if you ain't here to win the whole thing, then you need to go back to AAA or whatever that.
And AJ, he was quick to mention that very early on with our baseball preview. This team there's only one way that this season ends. Anything else for this team, it's a failure. Anything else for this team is a failure.
And I told that to Braves fans this year too, and I love to see them cry. So
yeah, it's business to them, and they remind me. This team reminds me of those Yankees teams from the '90s, where after '96, it became business-like. It became expected. This team's a little more rowdy than those Yankee teams were, but it was like, yeah, we're gonna win. That's it. We're coming out here, and we're gonna win. End of story. And that's just what I don't see anybody that's lucky enough to be in Arizona and to get tickets to Friday's game. You will see the Phillies clinch the National League on Friday. It's over in 4 games.
Wow! You heard it here first. Tom's not liking it. Oh no, you got to sit with me and Tom. So I don't know what to tell you. Yeah,
well, he's gonna have to do his answer back article after the answer backs get swept out here, but let's
on the ride home or something.
Let's move on.
All right.
People, you let the cat out of the bag. I didn't announce it, but yes, Bleacher Brothers will be in Arizona.
Sorry.
At games 3 and 4.
Oh,
at games 3 and 4, we will be in the local bars before the game. We'll be inside the stadium. I want to meet that dude Jackpot. I forget the rest of his name, but I remember his nickname is Jackpot. The Penguin interviewed him last week, and the guy predicted the back-to-back home runs before they happened.
We need that luck.
Insane. Yes, I want to meet that guy. We're a lot of, and we'll bring you live updates throughout the game. This way you don't have to sit there and listen to, I guess A-Rod and Jeter.
PBS South.
Yeah.
Brian Anderson, Frenchie.
Oh, but we will be out there. We'll be having a good time. And yes, because I am committed to your enjoyment, to the viewers' enjoyment, not YouTube, but to the viewers' enjoyment. I'm committed. Here I am, no voice. Haven't slept in about a month. And Texas is on the board.
Oh, they just got a 2-run. There it is.
Yep, 5-2 in the 5th. And what's his name?
You can't blank them. It's tough.
And yes, in just hours from now, I have to leave for the airport to get there. On Z-Packs, and I went to the pharmacy today just to be safe. I got my flu shot, and then it turns out I was behind on my COVID shot, so I got the last 4 COVID boosters all today in one time.
Oh boy!
Go on that. I got the shingles, and I don't know. I said keep sticking me.
You get your RSV.
Yeah, you know me.
There you go.
Is this what I'm looking for? No,
yeah, we gotta.
Here it is. Oh man, this is just falling apart on me. That's not it. Where the hell is it? All right, I can't find my sound effects without my glasses. We're gonna move to football.
Football, baby, NFL.
Sound effect there. 8-6. So where am I? That's because that's why I was on 6. There we go. All right, football. There we go. The big news this week is that the Philadelphia Eagles got rolled by the lowly New York Jets.
What up, PJ Walker?
Inspired the team by throwing on the sidelines and no crutches. And I got to tell you this, in my opinion, that's not really worth too much. If freaking Zach Wilson just doesn't turn the ball over, the Jets are in every single game from here on out. They are. If he does not turn the ball over, they are at least in every single game from here on out.
Yeah, you're right.
They have an opportunity to be in every game. Zach Wilson can't turn the ball over, and they need to really lean on Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook and not be afraid to run the ball. And Garrett Wilson's just going to have to be patient. When the time comes to get the ball, he's going to get the ball. But a lot of ball control a lot of leaning on that huge front seven, Quinn Williams, leaning on, those other guys coming back on the defensive side. And, exactly. Yeah, they're, like Joe Hughes mentions, like the number one defense that Buddy Ryan had across the board. And you got win on short fields. You got to get those. You just have to make those plays. They forced Russell Wilson to roll to the short side of the field, picked him off, ended the game versus Denver. They made Jalen Hurts throw the ball before he wanted to throw the ball. They took away the best offensive component of both of those teams, and they did just enough. Just enough to win those games. So,
the Jets were missing Elijah Vera Tucker, Sauce Gardner.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Vera Tucker's going to be out for a minute, from what I saw.
Yep.
So let me ask you this: are the Phillies have some things going against them here? The Eagles. When I say Phillies, I mean the Eagles have some stuff going against them here. One, when you lose the Super Bowl, it's hard to get back. The year after.
Mm-hmm.
Also, their schedule. Duncan, do you have their schedule pulled up in front of you?
Yes, I do.
Let's go through it, and the three of us just real quick, off the top of your head, think about it and give them a win or a loss here. So where are they at right now? They're 4-1 right now, correct? Or
5-1.
All right,
yep,
so they're 5-1 at the moment. They got Miami coming up this week at home, correct?
Yep, Sunday night game, national game.
Play action. Do they win or lose against Miami at home?
Ooh, I love that game right there, but I will actually take the Eagles this time.
All right. Duncan, you think they're winning that game at home?
Man. I don't know, man. Like I'm not confident. I want to pick the Eagles, but I really feel as if Miami, if they get into a track meet with Miami, they're going to lose. So I think I'm going to go. I don't know, man. I'm going to go Dolphins by 6.
Okay, and I gotta go with the Eagles on this game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna play action. You said the Eagles, right?
I took Eagles, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Eagles too. I don't think Miami. Look, everybody's looking at all these points in the track meets and the end zone flips with the cell phone, and it's fun and exciting. But they're beating a bunch of nobodies. They're beating the doors off a bunch of nobodies. They played one team so far, and they get their asses kicked when they played that team.
That's my point. Yeah, when they play a real team, it was tough.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to see another one.
Who was that center fielder for the Rangers?
The kid, right, Carter?
He just.
I'm way behind you guys. Let's see. I get to see it now.
Would he just take one away?
Oh, he took a home run away from Alvey.
No, he didn't.
That was a nice one.
There. Yep.
Give him credit.
All right.
So at Minute Maid, he went over the wall?
No, it was Texas and Arlington.
Oh, and only okay, all right. That's Tavares.
Only 3 hours away,
All right, so here we got them at 6-1. Who do they play next?
Commanders, Washington.
Commanders, and it's in Washington.
Yeah.
It's a 1 o'clock start for you guys. Okay.
So we got them 7-1 after that game.
I'll take the Eagles on that one.
Yeah.
All right, so 7-1. How about after that?
Cowboys.
Where?
At home.
I go 8-1 Eagles. I think they win.
I think they win that one too.
E3.
Who's next?
Chiefs.
Where?
In Kansas City, Monday night.
That's right. The rematch, huh?
Yeah, they're losing that game.
Think they're going to lose? It's in KC?
Yeah, in KC, yep.
Oh, I hate to do it to you, Philly. Not this time.
No, not with Taylor Swift in the box.
Taylor bought all the suites, yo.
Everybody wants to be in that box with Taylor. You know what I'm saying?
I want to be in the Taylor box. Oh, my fault.
We're at 8-2. 8-2. Where are we at after Kansas City?
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
In Philly.
Oh, okay.
Where are we? Are we around Thanksgiving? No, we got to be in
Thanksgiving. Day after.
Thanksgiving day after. Okay.
Day after. Well, it's Saturday, I think. The 26th.
Okay.
It's a Saturday game? Awesome.
Sunday. No, it's a Sunday. I'm sorry, Sunday.
Oh, okay.
But now let me bring this up to you though. They have the Cowboys first, then they get the bye week, then they go to Kansas City. Mm-hmm. Then on a short week from the Monday, they come back and play the Bills.
That helps. That helps me.
Yeah, they're gonna win. I'm gonna give them that game.
They're at home on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna pick off Josh Allen a couple times, so they got the win.
Yeah, so we're still looking good here right now. What else we got?
No
Premier
problem.
matchup. 49ers travel to Philadelphia.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's everybody's healthy. They get blown right out of the building. The Eagles do.
Really?
When that team is healthy, no
Yeah.
one is beating them.
That's true.
There's too many weapons.
We gotta watch. I mean, as we speak, you got a couple of key guys out, so let's see what happens. But
No, it came out today. The injury, it's on BleacherBrothers.com. The injury report is out there. Debo and McCaffrey most likely are both going to play, and then who was the other guy? Williams is going to play. So really, like nobody's out. So if they are healthy,
if they're healthy,
too many weapons, and
yeah, that defense too.
We talked about it last week. I think it was me and Rico, where I'm sick and tired of people saying Brock Purdy's got to prove himself. What does he have to do? He's won every single game he's ever played almost.
he just lost the Browns, but
yeah, I got it. But they should have won that.
Moody
game.
missed that.
They lost it on a freaking easy field
on that
goal.
field goal.
Yeah.
He did drive him down the field at the last. I mean, if they would have made the field
he can
goal,
only do what
we're
he's
talking about a different game, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And he had his two weapons gone at that point.
Yeah,
McCaffrey
Debo
and Samuel both out at that point.
That's it.
I'll say that game is way more important to San Francisco than it is Philadelphia. So I would take that San Francisco was going to win. Not that the Eagles don't need to win that game, but I think for San Francisco in their psyche, they're coming back to the scene of the crime. They're going to make amends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm sorry. I got to just do that. I think Philadelphia's going to win that game. I got some. I mean, they're not favored. They're not going to be favored, but I got a feeling, man. I think Brock Purdy needs a whole season.
He's had a whole season.
Really?
Last season and this season, it's a whole season plus the playoffs. He lost one game this week, and then he lost a game where his arm fell off.
We'll make it fall off again. Hassan Reddick return.
I mean, people are making it out like he can read defenses like he's Tom Brady. I know he's awesome. He's awesome. He's an Arizona guy. I'm on his side, but not sure he's all that yet. I want to see. The jury's out for me.
Who do we got after San Francisco?
On the road in Dallas and on the road in Seattle.
Oh, more Dallas.
Can they lose back-to-back? Can they lose back-to-back games? They're not winning in Seattle.
They're going to beat Dallas again. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Dallas is a fluke.
I'll split that. A win in Dallas, but they lose in Seattle.
Sleepless in Seattle?
Sleepless in Seattle.
Then they have...
All right, they lose in Seattle, I guess.
Then they have Christmas Day versus the Giants and New Year's Eve versus the Cardinals.
Wow.
That's a Christmas gift.
Yeah.
So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
But they're in Arizona?
No, at home.
Oh, okay. Oh, that would have been righteous. I would celebrate the year with you guys.
And then they finish the year versus the Giants.
Oh.
They put the Giants 2 out of the last 3 weeks.
Give them a win, dog. Boom, boom, boom.
What more can you ask for if you're an Eagles fan? 13-4.
It's a good finish.
That's awesome.
So while we're going through this, we're going to start doing this as a segment every week now, where we were for a couple of weeks here. Duncan and I were breaking down a couple of games and talking about how and what and why. And we're going to take the entire schedule play action. All right. So I don't know if you know this, but here's the way I'm going to read the game off. I'm going to keep track. We're going to keep score. There'll be a prize for the winner at the end of the season. Okay. I'm going to give you the game. I'm going to give you the points. You can't overthink it. You can't overanalyze it.
Yeah, like 20, 30 seconds most.
You got 20 seconds. I got a buzzer here somewhere.
Oh, shit.
I definitely, let me find the buzzer because I know with Duncan, this buzzer is going to have to need this buzzer here at some point.
We going through like weekly stuff or just?
No, just so here. Tomorrow night, I'll start with you, play action. Jacksonville at the Saints. Saints are -1. Who are you taking and why?
I am going to take Jacksonville, and Jacksonville actually has some weapons. I'm not totally sold on their defense, but after the Saints, they smoked the Patriots, and then they just didn't have much of an answer for the lowly Texans. Well, the Texans aren't that bad, but I think they're kind of the little streak is over. Jacksonville's legit, and if they don't win that division, something happened. Somebody got hurt.
Duncan, what do you got here? You got the Jags +1 or the Saints -1?
No, Jacksonville, just a better team all around.
All right, and I also am going with Jacksonville. All right, so all three of us are in on Jacksonville right there. So AJ and D. All right, Sunday, Lions at the Ravens. The Ravens are -3. You better watch what you say because Jackson Ambush is watching.
Oh man,
And he's a Ravens fan. So although he's not paying attention to what's going on right now because he's too busy.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that, but what do you got here? Play action. Ravens
win it. It's tough. They're tough at home. They find a way at home. That's all I can tell you.
All right. Duncan?
Detroit. They're for real. Their
Defense.
They're for real.
But is Goff for real, though? Maybe.
Josh Reynolds, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Aiden Hutchinson. They're for real, man. I've denied Detroit too long. They're good, man. They're good.
I can't wait till that Thanksgiving game, man.
Mm-hmm.
I can see Detroit as a representative in the NFC Championship game.
Yep.
All right.
I can.
Yeah.
So does that mean you got the Lions on that one?
Yeah. I'm taking the Lions on that.
All right.
+3? Yeah, I'm taking the Lions on it for sure. Vegas at the Bears. The Bears are +3. It is this. I haven't heard a report on Garoppolo, so I don't know. Is he on the IL for the rest of the season, or has anyone heard an update?
I think it's an AOC. It's an AOC game, isn't it? I believe it's an AOC
I saw
game.
the Jets traded Hardman.
Yeah, and I think Justin Fields is out too, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is the Vegas game all over.
So play action. Vegas or the Bears? Bears at +3 in Chicago.
You know what? I mean, Vegas doesn't want to win at home, so I'm taking the Bears.
But the game is in Chicago.
Oh, I know. I said Vegas doesn't want to win at home. I don't know why they don't win at home. But Bears somehow find a way. They suck too. The Bears still suck.
All right. So play action's got the Bears. Mr. Dad?
Vegas, baby. Vegas.
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 And flip a coin on this one.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to take the Bears.
Oh.
Nice.
All right. We got the world beater Cleveland Browns. Who knows who's going to be quarterbacking?
Mm-hmm.
Going into Indianapolis, and the Browns are getting 2 points against Indy. Play action real.
So Anthony Richardson still. I mean, the guy he's out still. Minshew mania, like Joe Q.
Is there?
But the Browns defense, though, I hate to do it to you, Browns defense. PJ Walker, throw him in there from Temple. He's going to find a way again. Browns.
All right, play action on the Browns. Duncan Dad.
Gardner Minshew. He's got 3 good games each year. It starts now. They beat the Browns.
I'm with you. I'm taking the Colts +2 points. Oh. All right. Here's this one's. This maybe is the. I don't think there is a game of the week this week, to be honest with you. But
maybe that Ravens one.
Buffalo going to New England.
Wow, what a change in the.
Buffalo is -8. Buffalo's -8.5.
I never thought I would see a Bill Belichick team be, down this many points against the Bills, and you got to take I'd taken the Bills, and we'll talk about if Belichick and Tomlin are going to see the rest of the season later. So there you go.
I'll take the Bills, but I don't think they cover the 8.5.
Well, you're taking the Patriots then with the points, right?
I think I'll take the Patriots with the points. I think it's going to be messy. It's going to be a messy game.
I got to go with the Bills.
That's a big number, man.
It
Against
is.
Belichick at home.
Yeah. Yeah, because you remember week 1.
The over-under in this game is 41.5. Anybody want to take a stab at this?
Really?
The teams?
Yeah, those two teams, the Bills and the Pats. The over-under is 41.5.
I'll go under on that.
4 goes for 28, 13, 35, 4. Yeah, I take the under too.
Yeah, we're going over. I think Buffalo's going to score that many points all by themselves.
Oh.
Yeah, it's possible.
Possible.
The Washington Commanders at.
Do this team still play football?
The Giants are only getting 2 points here.
Do we have to?
We could fill the team of Bleacher Brothers, and we could beat the Giants by more than 2 points. Truthfully.
That's right.
Tyrod.
And I mean, you have to count Jackson Ambush as a Bleacher Brother at this point. So
He's gonna. Yeah, he's my linebacker all day.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
It may play both sides.
it's hard to tell when you saw him on the show right now.
Mhm.
That dude is solid, bro.
Yeah.
He's like a 20-year-old Mike Tyson solid. Yeah. Play action.
Oh man, I don't know.
Commander or your New York Giants?
I think the Giants actually somehow find a way. I mean, if Tyrod Taylor's playing like Joe Q says, they actually might win this game. It'll be so funny. So I'll take the Giants. Hate to say it.
On behalf of TJ, I'm going to take the Commanders.
Oh, TJ.
The Giants have to win sometime. And that sometime is this Sunday.
No.
Time is now.
All right, here's a game that's a little bit interesting. You got the Atlanta Falcons going down to Tampa. Tampa's minus 2.5.
Yeah. I like this game, actually.
What do you like?
Who would have thought that creamsicle Bucks, they lost, but
those were
that
putrid.
game last week, Lions-Bucks would have been the game I was going to watch the most. So, not saying the Bucks are all that, but I think the Falcons, like they need to get the defense a little charged up, but they can do it. They can drive down the field. I got Atlanta.
Okay, Atlanta for play action. Atlanta plus 2.5.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I may be scolded for this, and you might not see me for a couple days, but I just cannot trust Baker Mayfield. I can't trust him. I don't know what I'm going to get from him. Atlanta's not that much better. They kind of discovered Kyle Pitts again a little bit last week. I'm hoping that trend stays. I'll take the Falcons with the points. Tampa needs a couple more points for me to go Tampa.
Sure. Yeah, Jonnu Smith, Joe Cute. I mean, they actually have two viable tight ends.
Yeah, and plus they got the most likely rookie of the year kid, right? Bijan Robinson. He's phenomenal, dude.
He's legit.
He's legit. Come on.
He could catch a little bit out of the backfield as well.
Starting next week, what'll make this segment even more fun?
Mm-hmm.
We'll bring a knocker in every week, somebody different, and have them come in also. And then if the knocker beats us, we'll put a prize in. The Bleacher Brothers will put a prize up.
There you go. And just rapid fire at the knocker. Don't even give them time to think.
Yeah.
Gun to their head. Pick, move.
That's it. All right, so you got Pittsburgh at your resurging Los Angeles Rams. Rams are -3.
All right. If it's on me, I got to say your St. Louis used to be Rams are going to take that game easily. And don't fire Coach Tomlin yet, please. Like him.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'll take the Pikachu and the Rams.
All right. And I'm going Rams also. So all three of us are in on the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you got the Cardinals traveling north to Seattle. Seattle is -8.
Oh, my God.
That's tough.
-8.
That's terrible.
Ooh.
I hate to do it to you, Uncle Rico, but Cardinals don't travel. You know, you got 12th man, so Seattle's got that one on lock.
The Cardinals don't do much of anything well. Is DK Metcalf, is he playing in the game? Is Geno Smith back? They still banged up?
Notes here. I just got,
oh, man.
The games.
I mean, I don't even, oh, gosh. They just, I mean, I'll take the Seahawks. Well, I think I got to take Arizona with the points. How many? It's 8 points?
8 points, yep.
8 points, man. Yeah, I'm going to take Arizona with the points.
All right.
You're taking Arizona plus 3. This segment needs music behind it, so I'm trying to find good music. But we'll be dancing. Can you guys hear the music? Slightly?
There you go.
Okay.
We got some credence.
I got Seattle on this game. All right, so Seattle. All right, so we got. Well, here we go. The Penguin AZ.
Oh boy.
Green Bay at Denver. Denver's +1.
What?
Yes, they are.
+1.
How is
awesome?
Denver?
Yeah. What do you got here, Play Action Reel?
All right. Not just because he's my homie, but I am taking those cheeseheads. The Packers should be able to shut down the Broncos.
Oh my gosh.
There you go. Aaron Jones might come back. I didn't know that.
Oh, Sunday is it? Well, it doesn't matter what the weather's going to be like. The Broncos are a bad football team.
No.
They're just a bad football
Say
team.
that because you saw them live in person from 2 miles up.
Sometimes you fool yourself into thinking like every NFL team, they're good because they're an NFL team. The Broncos are a bad team.
How would they stack up against FAU?
I think FAU would give them a fight. I think FAU is better conditioned than the Broncos.
Yeah.
Guarantee they're better conditioned than the Broncos.
FAU, they might lose by a field goal, and that's.
And the people in Denver are awesome. The social media people in Denver are awesome. Shout out. But you're just I don't know. I don't think you beat the Packers, man. You're not going to beat them. At one point is.
So you're going
Packers
with the Pack.
Well, before you move on, Frank Clark, is he going to move somewhere? Is he going to get traded, do you think, for the Broncos at a defensive end? I mean, he's older, but he's viable,
Denver needs to reload with a lot of the draft picks and stuff that they leveraged in order to get Wilson and Sean Payton.
Oh.
And they made a little bit of move getting rid of the gentleman who just went to San Francisco on the defensive side of the ball, even if he's a veteran. They need draft picks, and they need them bad because they need to replenish a lot.
Yeah.
Just like I said, the Giants have to win sometime.
No.
So do the Broncos.
Oh, boy.
I'm taking that point. I'm taking it all the way to the bank. Your next game.
Thunder.
Chargers.
Thunder.
There you go.
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
The Chargers at the Taylor Swift-driven Chiefs.
Oh,
Chiefs
man.
-5.5.
All right, so Taylor Swift passes the ball to Kelsey for at least 2 touchdowns, and you got your Chiefs taking that one too easy for me. That's an easy one.
Take the 5.5 points.
Yep.
Take the 7.5 points. Take the 10 points. San Diego has no chance versus them whatsoever. Keenan Allen can catch passes all day from a Bear, which, by the way, a Bear, I have not seen a more overrated, overhyped, wink, MVP, whatever kind they sell it to you, quarterback. He's not that great. He's really not that great. He's got a lot of, you know what he has? He's got a lot of garbage time yards, a lot of garbage time touchdowns. We see this all the time in the NBA, garbage time points are, a Bear throws for all these yards. Oh, I got 3 touchdowns. Yeah, when you're chucking it because you're down 21 points in the fourth quarter and Keenan Allen whacks up 153 yards, sure that matters. But
He's a great fantasy guy.
Yeah, fantasy. He's like Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
But I want him on my fantasy team. But that's the only place I want him. I don't want to place him. Chiefs, they win. They win easy. They're probably making reservations for dinner around, 2:55 left in the second quarter. Yeah. Sorry.
Chiefs will win the game by 3 points. I'm taking the Chargers.
No.
Oh, that's going to be cool.
No.
Mark that one down. I
Mark
can't
that
wait.
down.
Sunday Night Football. We've already given our picks for this, kind of. Miami and their high-octane road show rolls into the link. And Duncan's taking Miami on this, correct?
Well, what are they? They're getting what?
Wow.
What was your points now? What
It's
do you get?
-2.
Minus two?
-2.
I saw 2.5, but yeah. ESPN's got it 2.5, minus 2.5.
2.5.
Play
Yeah.
action. I wrote these games down like 3 weeks ago, preparing for tonight. Okay,
I think-
I have to prepare in advance. If the line changed, I just
Oh, I know. No, I mean, I ain't messing
Yeah.
with you. You
want to
know,
watch Coverlicious because they talk about the movement of the lines and the smart
Yes.
money and
The juice.
Or-
You got the juice.
I live for that.
Lead Pipe Locks. One of those two shows.
Both
And
those
what about
shows.
Tony Bruno is quitting his own fantasy football.
What?
I don't know. He didn't play last week. I
How do you
asked
quit
today,
some
you
fantasy?
You know, he hates fantasy.
DraftKings. Yeah, but he loved it the week he won. It's all he wanted to do. He called me up. He wanted to talk for like 30 minutes about how he won. I'm like, oh,
That he's been hating on fantasy forever. Luigi had the fucking fantasy show forever. He'd be like, I don't want any part of that, you know. And Luigi knew. He doesn't-
I heard from a reliable source that Tony sits there and handicaps his fantasy and is all in on it, watching games that he normally wouldn't watch just because of his fantasy. So, but what do you got? What do you got?
I'll take-
Duncan. I'm sorry. What do you got?
Give me the Dolphins, and they'll win by 3.
Whoa! All right, so Duncan +3. Play action. What'd you got here?
Like we always say on these shows, let's get it back to the Eagles. We'll win that one.
All right, and I'm taking the Eagles on this one. I think Miami's a joke, and they will be exposed. Monday Night Football. San Francisco 49ers at the Minnesota Vikings.
The number cannot be big enough. What is it?
The Vikings are +36.5. No, the Vikings are
Seven.
+6.5. 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5.
Let's give away a college line there. 6.5.
It sounds like it.
Oh man.
So play action.
Well, 49ers should win just by mistakes, really. I'm just going to go on and see if I can get a prop bet for Vikings turnovers. I'm sure I don't know, it's probably picked over. There's probably no good lines, but definitely 49ers.
All right. Duncan?
It pains me to say this because I have been on the anti-Purdy camp or whatever. You know, we all look back and we listen to Al Michaels and we listen to Howard Conklin. Yeah, sorry, Howard, yeah. We listen to these guys, not Conklin. Yeah, exactly.
Who you picking, buddy? Who you picking?
Up against it.
Up against it. It's going to be Brock Purdy's coming out national party on Monday night. The entire world will be shown the full essence of Purdy power.
Oh my God, dude, you're like a dollar short and about 6-8 months too late on this. You came out
Coming out.
No, he
playoffs.
didn't. No.
This is the San Francisco thing you're talking about, right? What you saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got
Exactly.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
All right, so I'm going to show you
my
two.
God.
BCB.
He's so superior to both of you guys.
You take the points.
I'm taking Minnesota in the points.
No.
You should.
49ers
If
win
you're
is
betting,
very-
yeah.
49ers win a very close game.
No.
And all
They
right,
got to win sometime.
44 is the number.
4.
The tie in our total picks here.
Mhm.
Over or under 44 in this game?
In the Vikings 49ers game?
Yeah.
Under.
Oh, that's tough on that one. 44. I might go under, but that over sounds good. But I guess I go under. Start to think about it. Those turnovers. This turnovers going to happen.
All three of them. No, they're not going to happen. Brock Purdy doesn't turn the ball over. That was
No, you know what I'm talking about. It's the other guy, your cousin,
It's your brother.
your brother.
All right, so we're all going under on those. Yeah, I get all kinds of scratch here. So I got it. I'll put it up. We'll post it on the we'll post it up on the website. Dude, it was a good show tonight.
Phillies in 4.
Phillies in
Ooh.
4. Yes, definitely the Phillies in 4. Houston's up 5-2 in the 7th. Jackson Ambush was a great guest.
Yes, sir.
And he brought, because I know you guys can't see this, he brought a massive friggin' audience with him.
Sweet.
Seriously, like a massive audience.
Oh.
And Jackson, Texas is, all right, Houston doing what they do on the road.
I'm behind. Let's see.
All right, guys. So,
I'm
look, we appreciate everybody tuning in. You guys on Friday. Whoa, what are you guys doing on Friday night? Duncan, because that's how you guys rolled. Nobody gave you notice, I'm sure, but you're
it may not be a show on
Friday night
for us on Friday night.
We're going to be live stream. We should just do a live stream of me celebrating and you guys in Arizona celebrating too.
You rascal.
How confident am I? I'm going to go out with this
Don't
song.
do it. Don't do it.
You know how I feel about this song.
You love this song.
Oh, my God. I would rather attend Brock Purdy's San Francisco coming out party as the guest of honor than listen to this song. I mean, I seriously would. Check out every Friday night. There's 3 of them. If you can get all 3 of them together at the same time, consider yourself blessed that you tuned in that night. But the last call after the Tony Bruno show. Oh God, I hate this song. How is this like Thunderstruck is a motivational song, but the Bee Gees is more of a motivational song.
It has 1 billion streams now.
So
That's
what
really
is tonight's show after Jackson Ambush.
I don't think so. That's a hell of an interview.
Let's go. Let's go.
You know what? I take it back. After listening, I can't do it.
Nah, don't.
Yeah, I'm like, what am I listening to, bro?
I'm in backs in 6.
Oh!
Oh shit!
Taking my prediction back.
Step away. Step away. Step away.
Check out all
Good night.
You got Play Action and Luker on Monday nights. Did you guys have technical issues Monday night?
We couldn't even do a show, bro. It was like something wonky happened again.
All right.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Okay.
Hey, I've breaking Rocky news.
Well, breaking Rocky news.
Breaking Rocky news. Yeah.
Stallone died.
Paulie. Burt Young passed away.
Yeah, Paulie.
Oh man.
Yeah, Paulie.
Yeah.
Oh, Paulie.
Hey, Paulie.
Oh, Paulie. Your sister. Where's your sister at? Go get Adrian.
He passed away, didn't he?
Yeah.
I bet.
Mm-hmm.
But I paid the fool.
Pit fool. Oh, man.
Well, that's not it. I used to have all kinds of Rocky on here.
I love Burt Young.
I'm not as dumb as you think I am.
Remember, he was in that one Amityville movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what's Paulie doing in this movie, bro?
What's he doing, man? All right, Thunderstruck.
All right, guys, we're back. We are back next week. I got another FAU guy lined up for us.
Championship week next week.
We'll have Bill Perkins will be with us from Top Fan Rivalry with baseball. Gerald White, who was originally scheduled to be on tonight.
Can't wait.
To next week. Gerald might actually go back another week just because we're so jam-packed, but we will. Anyway, we're going to be back. Stay tuned on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter, and on YouTube Shorts over the next couple of days because we will be live constantly from Chase Field with fan interviews, game updates, hot dog eating contests, beer chugging, penguin streaking across the field like Bodysuit Man from Seinfeld. All of that is happening, and we're going to capture it all live.
Jello wrestling with a cactus.
Oh, yeah, you got to. That's what we do out here.
And thank you, Jackson Ambush. Make sure you follow him, JAmbush43 on Instagram. Look him up on Twitter. FAU. Oh, FAU is +2. You guys want to take that game against UTSA?
I feel like I'm in a violation.
It's at home.
Yeah.
Nick the Flick is going to be on the sidelines firing the team up.
Oh.
Saturday night.
Boy.
So not only how friggin' committed am I? I'm getting on a plane in a couple of hours to hit those 2 Diamondback Philly games. Then immediately after Friday's clinching game, I'm catching a red eye to get home to go cover FAU. That's how I roll.
Ooh, yeah.
Commitment.
This is the James Brown of Bleacher Brothers right here.
All in or all out. There's no in between.
Oh.
We'll see you guys next week.
Take care. Good night.
Bleacher Brothers.